Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Insane Disappearances. I hope that everybody had a very nice and very eventful Memorial Day. I hope you was able to spend time with your family members, have fun, eat, and just be merry. Even shoot off a couple of fireworks, because I've heard that in my subdivision myself. But of course, like I said, I had to work, but at least I made some money. But yeah, today, as always, I got a story for you. Today's story is going to be about little 8-year-old Paul Jepson. The funny thing about his case is that he disappeared 1 year after what's her name? Paula Weldon. Yeah, he disappeared 1 year later after Paula Weldon disappeared. Now, this happened when he disappeared. He disappeared in October of 1950. He was 8 years old when he disappeared. He had accompanied his mother when she went to take care of the family's hogs. She left him in the pickup truck for a few minutes. When the mother returned, Paul was gone. Nothing, not even bloodhounds, search parties, or psychics could produce a hint of where he had gone. And that seems to be something that happens a lot when it comes to weird vanishings of people, especially young children. The psychics, when they go to them for answers, they get so scatterbrained with the images they can't really pinpoint exactly what's going on. It's like something is doing that to them on purpose, And I've heard of some cases where David Paulides has done that, and the person that he has talked to, which was a very reputable psychic or medium or whatever the case may be, I think one time he called someone, they never even called. They started to call him back saying I may have something, and then over time they just never called back, because apparently they felt like they were touching something that they didn't want to get involved with, and obviously whatever it was that took that child or that person, that grown person, obviously it was so ominous and so evil, they just didn't want nothing to do with it. And that may be a lot. That may be what's happening with a lot of these cases, even with law enforcement. They don't want to touch it because the evidence that is surrounding the case or the death alone is so weird that they just don't want to have anything to do with it. And I think that's still wrong. But if you can't figure it out, there's no point in even trying to touch it. I'm guessing that's what might be going through their mind, I guess. But with him, just days later, a woman named Freda Langanger, I think Langer. She was 53 years old. She wandered away from a hunting party. Now, of the members of the Long Trail cluster, only Langer's body was ever found. Now, it sounds like that the whole party disappeared, or out of everyone that may have gotten lost, her body was the only one they found. So maybe the other people disappeared and they were never found. I don't know. That's the way it's sounding from what I'm reading, but I'm gonna read ahead just to be completely sure. No, but it was too badly. Her body was too badly decomposed, to offer any insight, into her cause of death. Now, while it might be easy to chalk it up to the supernatural, there's another much more earthly possibility: a serial killer. At least two other cases dueling rights are similar enough to Weldon's to suggest a pattern. But seriously, there aren't too many serial killers that I know of who are very elaborate with killing. I mean, there aren't too many people that I know, that I've heard of, serial killers that can make a body disappear completely without any evidence found, period. They may stuff them in a river, or probably throw them off a cliff, throw them off a bridge, chop them up, and just scatter the body parts all over the country. I don't know. I mean, that's just an educated guess, but there aren't too many serial killers of that is that elaborate with a killing. So that still kind of rules out, a serial killer in my eyes. But now one such case happened about 10 years earlier, though. It was a young girl named Katherine Hull. She was 22 years old, and she was a stenographer. She vanished near Lebanon Springs, New York, less than 40 miles from Bennington, and that would be the Bennington Triangle, I believe. I'm guessing that might be what that is, the Bennington Triangle. Now there's a lot of weird shit going on at that place too. So let me see. Now witnesses said that they spotted her hitchhiking. 7 years later, hunters found a skull in a nearby wooded area. Dental records confirmed it was all that remained of the missing girl. Now that alone is weird because she just vanishes and ends up in a wooded area with just her skull. So something ate at her bones or ate at her body and disposed of the entire skeleton, except for the skull itself. So what could have done that? I don't know. I've heard that vultures actually devour a body down to the bone. They even eat the bone piece by piece. So I don't know. I mean, I've seen them running towards a carcass, and when they see cars coming, they jump out of the way. Then they run back to the body just so they can get a chance to eat what they can get from it. And I saw it was like a little squirrel in the road. I saw yesterday, as a matter of fact. And I was driving on the road, and these vultures was going at it. I come back through the area maybe a couple of hours later to go home, and it was completely gone. There was nothing left of the dead squirrel. So that's a true factor that vultures eat everything, including the bone. So that might have something to do with why the body parts are never found in some cases. But I wouldn't really rule that out. I wouldn't really look at that as a reason why you can never find the body if someone disappears. Or it looks like someone just vanished without a trace and they never did find the body, so that, like I said, that's just up in the air answer. Let's see. Okay, on July 16th, 1952, at summer camp in Lakeville, Connecticut, about 70 miles away, Connie Smith, is another one, 10 years old, disappeared, and police interviewed locals who had seen her walking and hitchhiking along the state's main road. But searching turned up nothing. A year later, the girl's desperate father consulted a horse. Lady Wander. I guess that's the name of the horse. Who seemed to be able to solve mysteries by smelling words out on a typewriter. Spelling words out on a typewriter. I'm sorry. Spelling words out on a typewriter. Okay, a horse? Stranger things have happened. But anyway, but the horse had no answer. Connie's father went on television making a plea for information on a popular show, but his daughter was never found. Whatever became of her remains a mystery, like the Bennington sophomore. That would be Paula Weldon, obviously. Despite Weldon's belief, time on Earth, she still, Despite Weldon's brief time on Earth, she still managed to establish two impressive legacies. Her case, particularly the weaknesses of the efforts by state and local authorities to find her, is credited with the creation of the Vermont State Police. Second, Weldon's story was a central inspiration for Shirley Jackson's Hangs a Man, a 1951 novel considered to be among the most unsettling pieces of writing the horror master ever produced. Okay, so now see, this is something that David Paulides has always talked about in the past, about people cashing off on someone's death or whatever, creating a novel that is inspired by someone's story of especially if they disappeared and was never found. I've never heard of the Hangs a Man novel, because, like I said, this is back in 1951. I wasn't born until 1975, so it might have been out of print by the time I was born. I don't know. It may still be in circulation. I don't know. You could probably get it on iBooks maybe, or you can probably go to Amazon, or even go to Barnes and Noble. They could probably order it for you, or find out if they still have it in print. But he said that he treads very softly when it comes to the victims and their families. He doesn't want to say too much of anything when it comes to that, because let's just say he talked to the victim who came back from it. That'll be like them reliving the moment over again if you were to bring it up, especially if you're talking to the family members. They'll be reliving the moment of knowing that their son or daughter or sibling is not coming back, and the trauma of knowing that they disappeared and no one seems to know how they disappeared, or have no evidence as to what killed their family member or son or daughter. So like I said, that you want to be careful with that. Writing books that's inspired by a person's death. Wait a minute. Okay, I was tripping. I was looking at the Okay, I was thinking that this part right here, I was looking at the frame behind me and it looked like it was crooked, but it's not. But anyway, but yeah, so I myself am writing a couple of books, but it is inspired by other means, not from all of this. Even when it comes to my channel, I want to be as forthcoming and I want to be as honest as possible. I don't want to say anything that's going to offend the family member of a person that disappeared when they were young, or whatever the case may be. So I'm saying this to anybody out there that may be listening to my channel, maybe a new subscriber. If you are a family member of a victim that disappeared without a trace in a national park or forest, or even in your backyard somewhere, like in your town, feel free to hit me up in the comment section and let me know what's going on with you. And if you want to talk, you can call me, or you can send me an email first, and I'll email my number to you, just like how I did with Katherine Van Alst. So that interview went very well, and the communication was excellent, especially between her children, her granddaughter, and herself alone. So if you're out there, if you're listening to my channel, I may have talked about somebody in your family that may have disappeared, when they were young and was never found. So if you want to talk, and I would love to get your side of the story as far as what happened, instead of listening to the media, because I know they like to embellish a lot or add extra stuff to it so it'll look worthy enough to read or have on TV. Because if you tell the whole story, like say they know for a fact that their son was picked up by Bigfoot, they're not going to put that in the news, because it'll never make it, because it's just too much. Regular everyday news of a person being killed by another person, or whatever the case may be, or you just being lost in the park, that's one thing. But to add that extra stuff, the weird stuff that goes along with the death or the disappearance, that will never make it. So to get the truth, that's what I'm here for. If you want to tell me what's really going on by your words alone, you can hit me up in the comment section. And like I said, send me an email of your number, and I email you my number, and we can get in contact that way. And I can actually, and if permitting, with your permission alone, interview you for my channel. That way, everybody can hear the total truth from the family side, of things. Like something that is so weird, surrounding your family member's disappearance, that no one else knows about it but you. Especially, even if the media knows about it, they would never print it. So, because that same thing happened to the Dennis Martin family. There was so much weirdness surrounding his disappearance. What the Key family saw, which is another family in the park that was looking for wildlife, when they saw this tall thing with hair running around behind trees with something on its shoulder, they think that it might have had something to do with his disappearance, because it may have looked like a child. But they said carrying something on its shoulder. That's all they said. So it could have been that young boy. Who knows? It could have been a wild man that ate human flesh to survive, or it could have been Bigfoot. I don't know. You know, that's still up in the air in that situation. So, you know, but like I said, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to get the truth. So, you know what to do. And you guys know what to do too. Tell your friends about me. Like and subscribe. Hit me with them thumbs up. You know, of course, that's what like and subscribe means, you know. But anyway, but yeah, you know, so I want to welcome all my new subscribers to my channel, and I hope you enjoy the videos that I'm putting out for you guys, and you're gonna enjoy the ones that I have as well. You know, that's just as new, you know, because I would suggest people start from the bottom and work their way up, but it doesn't really matter as long as the video is good for you to watch. You know, you like it, you subscribe, you do what you gotta do, tell your friends about me, and everything will be hunky-dory, right? I'm just saying. But anyway, I gotta go, guys. You know, I gotta start cooking my food so I can get ready for work, even though I don't have to be to work until like 6:30, but I want to get an early start, and it's already 3:55. So, you know, I just want to say thank you once again to all of my fans, all of my subscribers for, you know, subscribing to my channel and liking my videos and everything. I really appreciate that. You guys are the best, and I know I can keep going. I can move forward with a lot of the videos that I have coming in the next coming days, and just keep going and keep pushing towards a certain amount of subscribers. And I want to get there. I'm at a certain amount right now, and I want to get to at least two. I want to, you know, I just want to kind of just move it up. I want to go from 200 to 500. You know, I want to make that a goal. So I know you guys can help me out. You know, tell your friends about me, and we can make this happen. You know what I'm saying? Help me get to at least 500. You know, I'm almost at 200. You know, that'll be one goal, but I want to get to 500 as well. You know, and when I hit that 1,000th mark, that's gonna make it even better for me. You know, as far as an achievement. You know, because like I said, I love what I'm doing. I love making sure that you guys get all the information that you probably can't get yourselves. You know, I'm not saying that you can't, but you know, it's good to have an outlet where you can open up and you can talk about things, especially when other people may think that you're nuts if you believe in the other part of the mysteriousness in these cases, like, you know, Bigfoot, UFOs, abductions, and all that stuff. You know, but that's what this channel is for. It's for the weird and the mysterious. If you got an open mind, it'll work for you. This will be a happier place for you to be. You know, so you know, come here if you want to open up your mind. Come here if you got an open mind. You know how we do, and you know how I do at the end of every one of my videos. Aloha, mahalo, and a hui ho. I will see you guys later, possibly tomorrow, because it's Friday. May have a double whammy for you. I don't know yet. I gotta see, because tomorrow's payday, you know, bill day. So I might be able to get one in. I might not. Probably when I get home tonight, or tomorrow morning rather. So without further ado, gotta go. Peace out, guys. Have a great day. Love you very, very much.